Hello and welcome to another one of my videos, and in today's video I'm going to be going through 51 grams of gold. I'm also going to be talking through the budget, the autumn budget, the first one from a Labour government for a long time. It's been an interesting one. We shall go through the coins as we dissect the budget. I say dissect, it's going to be a kind of gloss over in terms of where I think it will impact the price of precious metals moving forward. And by precious metals, I predominantly mean gold. Silver and platinum have got different mechanisms for pricing changes in the market. At least that's the conclusion that I've come to as a professional trader. If someone can put some evidence in front of me and prove me otherwise, then fair enough. So let's go through the coins and let's go through the story of how these coins came about. Now, I've bought from this guy before, and by the way, I'm testing out a black background because someone did suggest it. Let's see if it has a superior quality. If people want to comment on that, then please let me know, yay or nay. That's not a problem. I can use it moving forward. Not a problem. This is actually a stamp cover binder that I took the coin cover out and I just kept the binder just to test it for filming. So yeah. Yes, literally yesterday, one of my clients, nice guy, I've dealt with him a few times. He messages me and he says, "What are you buying?" And I said to him, "I'm always buying if the deal's there." He said, "Well, what you paying?" And I said, "I'm paying 97% at the moment due to the increases in the price of gold. I'm finding that the premium isn't always there, not on all coins, or the premium has been lowered on some coins, even though there are record amounts of people that do want to buy coins." Now, there was two of these. These are 4 ducats. The bulk of what's come in has been sold, so one of these has gone to a client. The other one is up for sale. I always love getting these in. These are probably the purest alloyed coins you're going to get. I think they're 23 3/4 in terms of carat or something ridiculous. I think it's 13.96 grams, and then you get 13.8 grams of pure gold. If my numbers are slightly off, feel free to check it out on Numismatic. It's there or thereabouts, but I really do love these. They are super thin. I'm going to take this one out. So they don't usually come in caps. I was pretty happy to receive that. I'll show you how thin they are. Yeah, they're good. Many moons ago, I bought a ducat from a dealer in London, and they sent me a 4 ducat, and I got a message. It felt like a panicked message, and it was just like, "Can you send it back? We'll send you the envelope to get it back to us." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." It's not my style. I wouldn't have done it anyway, but each to their own. Some people would have sold that and then be like, prove it, but that's not my style. Now, there's these 2 coins. There was this sovereign, which has been sold. That's already going to a client. There was, let's move these at the back. Half sovereign. And also another sovereign. I'm not affiliated with this company. They probably are one of the best in the business. Maybe I should send them a bill for a coffee. Jokes aside, they will look after you. We've all got to make bread. It's not a problem. So this came in. Typically, I would charge slightly more for this. There was a gentleman on my group who he kept trying to buy off me, and he kept missing out. And I sent him a message, or I told him to message me, and I just said, "Look, I've got a couple of coins. I know you keep missing out, but do you want them?" I gave him a slightly better rate on this. Not a problem. Because I paid 97 across the board. Like these 2 here, one I sold for spot plus post. The other one I'll sell for spot plus post. I didn't have to maximize on these coins. And last but not least, I bought a 20 franc. Again, I already had a client lined up for this. 1868. This is a relatively nice example. They don't really have much of a premium. Again, I didn't charge the earth for it. I just said, look, it's coming for a fair rate. I'm not here to pull people's pants down. I'm just trying to make a fair living. So that went to a buy. Now let's talk about let's line these up. I'm not really going to move them around, but it'll make a good kind of centerpiece. There we go. That's kind of nice, isn't it? Whoever said the black, spot on, my friend, spot on. Let's talk about the budget. So I watched the budget from start to finish. It kept me up the night before because I'm thinking all the plans that I've kind of worked on, they might go out the window. You know, I might have to work. Wow, I'm doing it because I enjoy it, but ultimately I'm still moving forward. I do have more than what I need, but the things I was looking at was capital gains tax, the ISA, and also if they were going to charge more on it's what the employer pays, because I pay myself, and I didn't get hit with anything, but for them to say they needed, I think it was 8 billion I read, and they've got 40 billion worth of taxes essentially. I think it's crazy. Now I'm not left leaning or right leaning. I've always viewed it as the left or the red. They see life as equality of outcome. That they want everyone to kind of have an equal outcome. And I see the blue, which is the right in the UK, for those of you who are not in the UK, as equality of opportunity, although one is skewed by crony capitalism, which is the right, and the left is skewed by the union paymasters. Now, people can disagree with me. That's just my view. That's okay. I'm not saying it is what it is. I'm saying that's how I see it. But for them to say we need 8 billion, or there's going to be 8 billion and there's actually 40 billion, I think they put too much onus on businesses. And they're saying, well, it's not going to affect workers, but it will affect workers. Because as those of you who watch my channel, we know that inflation it doesn't break even across the board. Inflation hurts. It hurts the poorest. And the reason it hurts the poorest is because those with more disposable income, they will pay a lot less in terms of percentage terms, in terms of price rises, than people who are poorer. And that's not a good thing. So for this government to say, we're not affecting the workers, we're going to put it on the businesses, I don't think they understand the problem. I think as soon as you put it on the business, who are owned predominantly by the pension holders, the businesses will put their prices up, which will cause inflation. Or at least that's how I see it. I'm an amateur economist. I'm not an economist by nature. I'm a gold dealer. You know, I've got a background in international business, and I specialize in strategy. But from my perspective, I'm thinking, I think they're going to have to go back and either hike the taxes or borrow more than they've said. I don't think they're going to have a choice. I don't think it's going to cover the shortfall, because they're working into plans where growth is kind of baked in. Is the investment going to be there if they put the onus on big business? I don't know. We shall wait and see. But if the investment doesn't come and it falls below those expectations, they're going to have to borrow more money, which is a positive for gold prices. It's a negative in reality, because you're not really making money. Your pound is getting absolutely destroyed. I think they're going to have to borrow more over their term. That's my view. I think the budget is, I think it was needed. I'm glad it hasn't really affected my plans. That may sound selfish, but I pay a fair amount of tax. I really do. I pay more tax than most people. In terms of percentage terms, it's probably slightly less, because I've got an ISA and I've been committed to that ISA for many, many years and trying to fill it up. But I do pay a lot of taxes. I think where the government should have really gone to town was they need to stop this wastage. I know stories about tax wastage that would make people riot, and it's a sad indicament of where UK PLC is, because we just throw money at things and it doesn't work. I think it's a good plan for the government to kind of for the government to extend HS2. We need this. There's people saying, oh, there's a shortage of houses. There's thousands of homes, potential homes in the UK that they're not filled up. But why would you live in somewhere that's got no prospects? And when you open up a country to HS2, you open up the prospects, because trade becomes better. It becomes more attractive as an investment for companies to be there. At the moment, we kind of have London PLC, and it extracts wealth from everywhere else, and it's problematic. So I think the levelling out across the country can be seen as nothing but a benefit. We need to move people out south and move them up north, but we need to improve the economic prospects of the north, and we do. It does have hubs, but overall it lags behind, and that's down to failures of past governments, both left and right, unfortunately. That's my view. I think it all depends on, you give it a couple of years, we'll see how it performs. I'm not saying it's going to do very well. I'm not saying it's going to fail, but if it does fail, expect the price of gold to shoot up. And if it doesn't fail, I think we're probably benchmarked around the 210, the 2,100 mark myself. I'm just a trader. I'm not an oracle. I don't have a crystal ball. These are my views, and I try and trade my views accordingly. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've taken something out of it, and I'll see you on the next one.